false. If you want to say, you know, there's another word out there for false, not true, and lying, and that's Obama. I'll say that again. All right, same thing. All right, here we go. The first one, hold this up, Tristan. First question is, Dad was born in Kenya. True or false? No, that was the other guy. All right, he was actually born in Hazelhurst, Mississippi, in 1928. Y'all already knew that? All right, good. All right, Dad finished the 5th grade. Hey, you got it. Actually, Dad graduated from Mississippi College and then went on to get his master's degree at Purdue University in Indiana.
Good. Wow.
And there's always more stuff there I don't even know about. All right, here's one. Dad's middle name is Moses. False or true? False. Come on in, guys. You sit down.
False.
It's true. His middle name is Moses.
Really? I didn't think you were that old, Bill.
This is one I bet you guys don't know. Dad was America's first astronaut. Close to it. In 1957. That's true or false?
False.
False? Actually, Dad's job was probably more important than the astronaut.
Yes.
Dad worked on building the rockets and the systems that carried the astronauts. Now, we could all get out and drive the car, ride in the car, but building and designing is a little tougher. That's what he did with the missiles. All right, this is good. All right. Dad took his family to Papua New Guinea to live in the jungle for 3 months in 1968. True. True or false?
True.
False.
False.
It's false. He actually took us in 1968 to go to the sport for 3 months. We lived on the beach while he worked down there at the Cape, which is a nicer environment than jungle.
Cape Kennedy?
Yes,
I've been to Cape Kennedy.
that's where we were. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not Hubert was there.
All right, we got a couple more here, guys. Dad's work helped the Apollo 13 astronauts return safely.
Yeah. True.
How do you know that?
True.
You're right. You know, back, you guys remember that Apollo 13 was the one that had the major malfunction on the way to the moon. And the best I can tell it is that my dad worked on the backup guidance system for the lunar lander, which was a computer system that was designed as a backup for landing on the moon. Well, when they had this problem going to the moon, and they had this explosion, they lost some of the power, and they had to cut everything back and circle the moon and come back to Earth. It was very harrowing for them, of course, and they reprogrammed that computer to actually allow the space craft to re-enter the atmosphere of the Earth properly. My dad could tell him more accurately, but it's something along that line. So he had a part in them returning safely.
Yes.
Yeah, give him a hand for that. All right. You know, we lived in California. My dad actually he worked out there for over 20 years out there, and then we moved back here to Mississippi. And because when the space program was over, man, it stopped the trips to the moon, and they cut him back. He was laid off at that time. And he moved the family back to Mississippi to become mayor of Hazelhurst. True or false? False. You guys are right. All right. He actually came back here and became an engineer in the city of Jackson. I spent 20 years there working on systems there, particularly the wastewater treatment plant, developing that and building that, which is now nobody's there that knows what's going on, so it's all falling apart right now. All right, and the final one here.
Ta-da!
Dad and Mom are planning to buy a Harley next spring. And
Wait a second. Does Harriet ride in the sidecar?
we want to go away. Excuse me?
Does Harriet ride in the sidecar?
Well, I don't know. They haven't bought it yet. That's an idea, though. You want the sidecar, you can have your own. All right, guys. We can talk a long time about this. Darlene?
Is that false?
That is false. Oh, no, I really don't know the answer to that. Hasn't happened yet. Darlene, did you want to go up here and talk about something? About this Thor rocket here?
Oh, okay.
You see, this is one of the rockets that I believe my dad had something to do with.
This is the first, that, I guess after the protocols and everything, this is the first. This is the Thor. This was the first rocket that could blow up Russia, but it didn't have quite the distance that they needed from the United States to Russia to blow them up. So they top secretly took a couple of them over to Europe and they siloed them in the ground, one in England and one, where was,
Battalion of them in each place.
oh, okay, several of them in each place. But what was the other place other than England?
We're in Turkey.
Turkey, England and Turkey. This was very top secret. Nobody knew about it. In case Russia gave us any problems, we were ready. So this was the first one, called the Thor, and then later became the Titan, the Saturn, the Mercury. They were longer range, and they could be siloed in the ground here in the United States and pointed toward Russia. So he helped design all of those rockets, and most of them you can see pictures of up here. And then also he helped with the moon, the
Little lander.
yeah, the moon rover, whatever it's called. And we have some pictures and stuff up here, a little bit of an article. And Donna, do you want to explain any of this? This is some pictures and things of his childhood. Donna, did you want to do any? Okay. This is a family reunion, one of many that we had at my great-grandmother's house. And it's now Sadie Lynn's house. And this is his Shady Grove School where he attended. And this is what the picture that was on your invitations when he was just a year or two eating an apple out in the yard. And then we've got some more pictures up here. This is him and his brother next to a hog that is much bigger than them. And then there's just several pictures here. One of his mom up at Purdue when he graduated.
Oh, yeah.
She went up to Purdue to see his graduation and his boarding house that he lived in up there. And there's a picture of his home that he grew up in. And then a picture of his dad, his brother, and himself. And then you can just walk around in every little area. The mantelpiece has a bunch of pictures up there. There's one of them in front of Bible Baptist Church. That was where they actually met in Santa Monica, California. And then there's just pictures of trips and whatnot all over the place. He did a mission trip, I'm sure most of you are aware, to Papua New Guinea back in, what was that, Dad? 92? When was that?
In the early 90s.
Early 90s. He did a mission trip down to Papua New Guinea to help build a house. And it took 3 days to get there, but unfortunately, the wife of the missionaries that he was going down there to build for came down with very serious could arrange transportation to get home. He did, however, do some work on it, and just wasn't able to finish it because the people were in Australia. But there's a lot of, my parents have traveled probably more than, I don't know, more than most people travel. Even when we were kids, we would go camping almost every weekend. And they have traveled so many places we couldn't get pictures out of where they did. But they've taken Alaskan cruises, Caribbean cruises, Mexican cruises, what all, David? They just done a lot of traveling. They love going back and forth to California. And we're trying to talk them into taking another trip for they have a 60th wedding anniversary coming up on January 1st, New Year's Day. So we're trying to talk them to take a little trip for that. But if you just look around, Donna has made up a lot of cute little sayings, and she's got these pictures around them, just expressing our feelings and stuff toward our dad and his life. We appreciate it.
Anybody else want to say anything? Anybody else have a story? Oh yeah, sure, we'll do that. If you don't mind, can we just go around the room and